I was growing up, there was nobody that looked like me. There was certainly no brown people, and there was certainly no women, and there was definitely no brown women. And so, I think leadership has changed now, and you're seeing black and brown faces and women taking leadership roles across the country and across the world. But that wasn't the case for me. So I want to make sure that I give back and continually raise up the next generation. And I hope that, I just want to say to you all, what you're doing with this institute is remarkable, and stepping up to you are already stepped up to be a leader, whether you know it or not, or you realize it yet on your own. You've already stepped up to be a leader, and people will start to look at you as the leader. And I want you to take that in, take a deep breath, and breathe that in, that you are a leader, and you're the leader that you're meant to be. And you're doing this training program right now for a purpose and a reason. You might not know what that is, but it is meaningful and it's purposeful. You have to tell people your dreams. If you keep them inside, then nobody knows about them except you. If you start to tell people your dreams, no matter how crazy it is, one of the things about American society is people are helpful. Everybody wants to help. And so if you tell someone your crazy dream, whatever it is, people then, and the universe, I believe, gets out of the way and starts to co-conspire to help you achieve that dream.
Something that we do often at the Institute is we'd like to look at it as constructive criticism. And we're always troubleshooting, Senator Dawes. We're always seeing how we can do better the next event, the next class, the next time we go, the next time we're at a rally, the next time we're speaking at the legislature, or speaking with even people like you, Senator Dawes. We've been doing these, these leadership seminars since quarantine started, with various people, even internationally, from the Dominican Republic, from Italy. We're always troubleshooting on how we can do better internally and externally. And something that we struggle with is taking the criticism. A lot of us can get defensive very easily. We can add our own emotions into it. And that takes away from learning how we can do better, but puts us in a place where we don't even want to look at this person. This person becomes our enemy, or it's just like, you're so annoying. Why would you tell me that? So what is your advice on how we can better take that criticism without letting our emotions get in the way, so that we can always do better the next time?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a hard one, right? Because that is, inflaming your inner critic and your inner defense mechanisms. And I would say, one of those things that I've learned along the way is that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. So more listening and less talking, especially like in this time. Taking criticism is important in leadership. You have to listen. That's the only way we grow and change. And again, then you can turn it around and say, okay, how would you do? If you were me, what would you recommend? How would you do it? Would you like to help? Again, if someone has enough emotion or enough gumption to like share with you, then that means they care about that issue or something. And so invite them in.
Sometimes we struggle with, developing our own thoughts and our own belief system and ideologies. So can you tell us the importance, as we are cultivating ourselves as leaders, of developing our own thoughts, and how we can go about, taking the time to step away from social media and other news outlets, and just take the time to actually think about what we want to think about and what we believe? Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I mean, I don't know that I did that for a really long time. I think in your teens and your 20s and your 30s, I mean, you're just figuring yourself out, I mean, I'm 48 and I'm just, doing the work that I feel like I was meant to be doing. And I will say that everything that I've done is a stepping stone to get here. So don't ever look at any experience that you have as taking you off your path. I always try to look at it as like, what was I supposed to learn in that moment? What was I supposed to, who was I supposed to meet? Who was I supposed to, interact with? I had a professor once who, there was a colleague of mine who was very difficult and, did a lot of, triggered a lot of people in a lot of ways. And one time I was talking to her about it and she said, when I have to interact with this person, I always just ask myself, what am I supposed to learn right now? What is this person trying to teach me? And why am I in this, in this moment with her at the moment? And so I think if you look at, your experiences, good or bad, as I've had plenty of bad experiences myself, what are you supposed to take from it? What are you supposed to grow on? What are you supposed to learn? What is that challenge that you're overcoming that is going to help you be the leader and the person that in society that you want to be?